Hey guys, this is Rafe. Today I'm going to try and give a brief rundown of the music industry. A lot of people don't really know what's the deal. People think getting signed is getting signed. People think that you're going to get like $1 million cash. Well, maybe you are. But yeah, people don't really know too much about it. I find the music industry is actually broken up into a lot of different players. There's record labels, there's managers, there's agents, and there's publishers. I'm sure I'm missing some, but I think those are kind of the main crux of it. The manager's kind of like your go-to guy. The manager's looking out for your back. Hopefully he's kind of the one that talks to all the other companies. Obviously you have to get these people. It's not so easy to get. But your manager, depending on what other parts you already have, the manager could either be the one that talks with the record labels. Like, for example, Coldplay, the record label will say, we want you to be in a commercial, or someone will say, we want Coldplay to be in a commercial. Coldplay's managers got the band's back. They're like, no, they don't want to be in a commercial, explain the situation, that kind of thing. Manager can try and get them a record label, try and get them all these other things. And yeah, the manager usually gets 10 to 15%. You don't hire a manager, you don't pay a manager. A manager doesn't pay for any of your expenses. They don't give you any money. They just kind of look out for you, your business stuff. Could help promotions. They potentially could wear a lot of different hats depending on what else you have going on. Then is the record labels. The record labels, what their main thing is, often they pay for the album. They pay for you to make your album. They find you, they sign you to a couple album deal, and they pay for you to make your album. They pay for promotions. They have like an A&R person, which is kind of sort of works like a manager, but then they try and make money from you as much as possible. What happens is usually the record label gets, I think the record label gets the digital rights. I don't know. The record label gets in return for paying for the album, the record label gets a big cut of the money that comes in from the album. Traditionally, the record label did not make that much money didn't make any money from selling T-shirts, concerts, all that kind of stuff. But now with 360 deals, because of downloading and stuff, the record labels are now trying to take a cut of that, and it's a bit of a people argue about it, but I don't know. Personally, I think the record labels are all going bankrupt, so they have to do what they have to do to stay alive. Yeah, so they pay for it. They maybe are going to try and convince you to do stuff that maybe you're not comfortable with, and that's why the manager's got to have your back. Agents. If you get signed to an agent, they're not making you a record, they're not managing you. What they do is they're in charge of getting you shows. Maybe they can get you opening for bigger acts. Maybe they can get you playing big venues. Maybe they can help you promote your shows. But they don't really have much to do with your album. They don't have much to do with anything other than shows. That's what agents do, shows. Finally, there's publishers. Publishers are in charge of the songs. You give them a publishing deal. Maybe they could also pay for you to do recordings. They might also pay for stuff like that. But publishers work with songwriters. Publishers work with artists. They could either try and help you get cuts on your songs, so more famous artists sing your songs, or any other artists sing your songs. They don't pay you for these. People think there's this notion that you can sell your songs. That's not how it works, unless you get money to have it in a movie, even though you still have the rights to your songs. What they do is they get you cuts, and that means, let's say I get a cut by Britney Spears, I'll make a lot of money off all the albums she sells, but she's not paying me to have my song in her album. Publishers also work to get your songs in video games, TV shows, movies, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know the exact numbers, but they take a pretty big cut as well. All these people, maybe not so much publishers, but let's say you first are discovered by a label or first discovered by a manager. They'll help you get sometimes they'll help you get the other parts. Like the manager will help you find a record deal. If the record label likes you, they might help you find a manager. They might help you find an agent. I know a situation where I know this guy in Toronto, Justin Nozuka, first got the agent, and the agent helped him find all the other parts, and now he's pretty popular. So yeah, that's basically the crux of it. All these people are trying to make money. They've all got families and stuff, and they're all, I find, especially in Canada, they're usually pretty passionate. They're in it for the music. They could probably have jobs that would pay them more money doing something else. So yeah, I hope this helped. Those are the guys to look out for, and leave some comments. See you later.